Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gods and goddesses, nagas and naginis. We're back again on January 25th, 2026 with a mega reshare. This Sosh is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 snatches of journaling from this lucid dream marathon I had this morning. So we're gonna hop right into it and get to work. I was at some studio or building and I was playing Fortnite when I was chilling down another phone. He went behind the wall, then he started out to beat brick. I hit him with a pump shotgun. He hopped, I shot him once. He hopped again, I shot him a second time. He hopped again, I shot him a third time. Dead. Some other random person in the building saw me eliminate the other player so smoothly and calculated that his jaw was just literally on the floor. I kinda grinned at him like, yeah, I know I'm the shit. Tucked my shotty away and walked off real smooth, just to farm the aura of the moment a little bit. Then the scene kinda changed to me like overhearing somebody talking about how we all need to come together to beat ice. And my energy was just like, nah, that's just feeding the system. Just let them do their job, because adding more duality to the system with your outrage is doing just that. Adding more duality to the system for it to feed upon and endlessly recycle itself. It's hard to believe, but that is the absolute truth. It is a spiritual system. Then another dream happened, but I can't remember any of its details. The end. Vividness 7 out of 10. I saw myself shooting my opponent smoothly 3 times very vividly. It was like I was actually playing Fortnite but in real life, and like the way I was aiming at the opponent as they were jumping, it was just like I was just flicking my wrist up as he jumped up to 3 times, just boom, boom, boom. So that was very vivid. I didn't see me talk about ice vividly, but I heard and felt it. So I heard myself and I felt myself talking to basically myself about this person talking about we need to stop ice. So I didn't really see it, but I heard it and felt it. The control of these lucid dreams were, I really felt like I was aiming my shotgun with the same finesse and precision for a jump shooter, just like I would during a game of Fortnite. So yeah, basically. These dreams during my first non-REM sleep. Before I went to bed, I drank this tea blend called Blue Dream from a seller I found on Etsy. First time drinking it, I had some dreams, so it obviously did its job. I'll post on the product info channel on the Discord. Other than Blue Dream tea, I had my usual 1 magnesium threonate pill, 1 B6, 2 chlorella pills, and I started adding 1 lion's mane for memory and dream recall. Now I am heading back to bed with a valerian root and a couple drops of African dream herb. Never used it much, so we'll see what happens. To be continued, hopefully. So I went back to sleep. That was the end of part 1, heading on to part 2. Okay. Wake back to bed. Me and some homeboy of mine go to some restaurant, and there is this tall, fine, thick, light-skinned mer woman at the front door. I guess she was like a waitress or something. Me and my homeboy kind of grinned at each other. Then I made the phone gimme your number gesture with my hands. Her eyes brightened up, and she was with it. I kind of stood to the side and let her deal with a customer, and then I saw her write her number down on paper, and then she handed it to me. I smiled at her and basically told her straight up, you know me and my homeboy gonna fuck your pussy good, right? She was like, yeah, I know, in a sexy, devious way. The dream kind of gets blurry here. I kind of remember moving her into our apartment and just fucking her all day. But it wasn't as vivid as when I booked her. So basically, the part where she moved into the apartment and me and my homeboy basically giving her sexual pleasure all day and all night, it wasn't as vivid, but I know that was going on. And I know, like, me and my homeboy were having like discussions about, should we like run a train where we just have sex outside of the room, or should we just double up and give her double pleasure at the same time? And that was a question. Like, we were just having fun. That was the energy. Then the dream transitioned to me hanging out with a clone LeBron James. We were in a car in a parking lot somewhere, and someone came up and was like, "Hey yo, how are you just chilling with LeBron James?" And I just straight up said, "Oh nah, this is a clone. And besides, even if it was the real LeBron James, he'd still have no problem hanging out with me because he's pretty much a chill, down-to-earth guy when he's outside of the league." The random LeBron fan was kind of shocked and impressed and kind of just hovered around the car, oogling his king. The dream transitions again, and this dream was pretty vivid and emotional. Here it goes. So, I am at what appears to be a modified or alternate dimensional version of my mother's house. And my dog, a black and brown Cocker Spaniel named Rocky, who died about 10 years ago, is alive and is standing around in I feel was the basement. There were like 2 hybrid European workermen spraying stuff from a can all over the carpet. My intuition tells me they were pest exterminators, and the stuff they were spraying on the floor was obviously to kill pests. I was looking at them through some hidden window in the bathroom I was in. So as I'm watching them spray the floor, I notice one of the workers kind of goes over to my dog Rocky and kind of bends down a little bit as if in a petting motion. Then the next thing I notice, my eyesight literally zooms into them and I see this sun-dodging cracker beast actually spray some of the pesticide, like 2 sprays, directly into my dog Rocky's face and nose. I actually heard the spray noise, and I actually saw the white residue on my dog's nose, and then my dog inhaling it, and then having a sort of sneeze attack, bad reaction to it. I got furious and seriously considered killing the worker. Instead, I pulled out my phone and turned on the video camera as I thought to myself, this is gonna be a long night, so I better make sure I record lots of evidence. Still absolutely furious, I stomp upstairs and shout, "Mom, Dad, I need your help." They kind of just hush me and don't really pay me any mind. Now I'm even more pissed off. I yell out again, "Mom, Dad, come down here. I need your help." They still ignore me, so angrily I call 911. They come to the house, I let them in. Of course now my parents give a fuck, and we all go downstairs. I walk up to the culprit's face and basically tell everyone, "This motherfucker right here, I caught him spraying that pesticide shit at Rocky's face, my dog." Everybody was shocked, and I'm just like, "Yeah, you little punk bitch. I shall fucking kill your bitch ass. I shall really fucking kill your ass." Next thing I know, I feel like a strange movement coming from the back of my pants, almost as if someone was trying to pull the tag off the inside of my pants, around the lower back, upper butt crack area of the pants. Well, I put my hand in the area that was just tampered with, and lo and behold, I pull out like a very tiny screwdriver with just enough screw on it to be considered a deadly weapon. I turn around in shock to look at the policy enforcers and scream at them, "Are you fucking serious? Did you just really plant a fucking weapon on me while I'm just standing here?" The cops were silent. My parents were silent. My dog was silent. The workers were silent. Everyone was just silent. At that point, I really contemplated just crashing out and just killing everybody in the basement just for the fuck of it, because everyone's lack of empathy and basic human decency was just throwing me over the edge. Finally, one of the policy enforcers asked me, "So how exactly did you see the workers spray your dog?" "In the bathroom. There's a hidden window near the ceiling. I was watching them the whole time from there," I replied. The end. So that's the end of these dreams that I had. That last final dream was very powerful and very emotional. And honestly, that dream, I would say in my whole entire life, that was probably the first event, even though it was a dream, that I could say was probably the first time I ever seriously considered killing somebody with that dream, inside that dream. And inside the dream, it was like I was doing everything possible not to kill this guy who sprayed the pesticide shit in my dog's face. So it just goes to show you, man, that, it's a real world, man. The dream world is a real freaking world. It's not a joke. It's not an illusion. It's not imagination. It's not for play. The dream world, the lucid dream world, and especially the OBE astral projection world is a real world. It's a real higher dimensional plane. It's not a joke, So as far as vividness, I'll definitely give it a 9 out of 10. I felt the anger at that cracker for fucking with my dog, and I was really about to crash out and end his shit. Control was definitely a 10 out of 10. I was definitely holding back from killing everyone because, I was about to fuck shit up. So my formula for that, as I said before, I took 1 valerian root and about 15 drops of African dream herb on my wake back to bed, and I probably fell asleep maybe about 2 hours later, because I didn't fall asleep exactly like immediately after I took the stuff, but eventually I fell asleep. And obviously all the chemicals and elements of the herbs, right, were still working. And here's another interesting bonus information, is that I went today to talk to my dad about the dream during I don't know, I guess breakfast. Probably breakfast. Breakfast. I talked to him about the dream because he was the one who bought the dog when we were little, right? When me and my brother were little, he bought my dog Rocky. And I told him the dream, and then he gave me a very interesting insight. My pops, he's kind of a normie, but every now and then he impresses me. And so he was like, Ryan, what's interesting about this dream you just had? I was like, what's that? He's like, what your dream shows is that even though we look at dogs as dumb creatures, they still have a soul. And he was like, basically what your dream shows is that you actually had a spiritual connection, and not even had, but have a spiritual connection with your dog, even though he's been dead for like 10 or shit, maybe 15 years now, but at least 10 years now. I don't remember when he died, but it's been about 10 years. And he died living at my mother's house. He lived with my mother, my dog. And I was probably either here or had my own apartment or homeless. There's been a whole bunch of fucking bouncing around I've been doing in life. So, I'm not even going to try to do a timeline analysis of when the hell I was living with Rocky, because it's been so fucking long, right? But, tonight's or this morning's dream experience was very, very powerful, very, very moving, As I think about it, right, I was like, man, like I really had so much passion for my dog, man. Like, damn, this dog used to steal the fucking chicken breasts out of my plate, man. Like, this dog was a menace. Like, literally Dennis the Menace. That was my dog. My dog was a food thief. It don't matter what you're eating. It don't matter where you're eating it. You could be eating something in the fucking bathroom, because this damn dog will be barking your ass down as you're sitting at the table trying to eat, begging for food. So you could just go to your room and say, I'm not about to deal with this shit, man. I'm going to eat in the room. You take your sandwiches to the room. This damn dog will follow you up to the room. You could shut the door on him. He's going to be barking underneath the door, begging you and scratching you for you to open it. Not scratching you, but scratching the door and like barking under the bottom crack of the door for you to open the door. This is the type of shit Rocky was on, man. You can ask anybody, bro. My dog Rocky, he would steal candy from a baby. And matter of fact, he has basically stolen candy from babies, dog. Like little Pop-Tarts and shit from like little kids that used to stay at my mom's house. She would watch and my cousins would watch. Yo, my dog Rocky was a menace, bro. So what I'm saying is that, man, like that type of warrior energy that I was exuding in my dream, even though I didn't kill anybody, I probably should have. And in some of my dreams, I have killed people. I've shot people, sniped people, all kind of shit, man. So it's not that I have an inability to take somebody's life, preferably for an honorable reason, right? For an honorable, noble reason. Well, I've done that plenty of times in dreams. But this time, this was so interesting. It was like, and I've never felt that way about Rocky. Sometimes I wanted to throw Rocky out of the fucking window. Yo, sometimes I wanted to throw this little dog out the fucking window, bro. No bullshit. I'm dead ass. Sometimes I just wanted to take this little dog, because Cocker Spaniels. Cocker Spaniels are small dogs. They're not big dogs at all. You could take a Cocker Spaniel by its legs and slam that bitch in the wall. You could. That's how small they are. They aren't like big dogs like golden retrievers and shit like that. No, Cocker Spaniels are small dogs. They're not Chihuahua small, but they're pretty much small dogs. I kicked that dog so hard so many times in my life for fucking with me, biting me when I'm trying to eat food. This nigga would bite me, dog. I'm not just talking about little, no, this nigga would bite. Okay? So, for me to have such a violent, protective, warrior-like response to this animal getting basically attacked and harassed You know, by some hybrid European, weirdo motherfucker supposed to be doing his job as trying to do some extra evil shit, right? And they're the main ones talking about, oh, we love animals, and no, we'll never hurt animals. And this motherfucker here spraying motherfucking pesticide in my dog's eye, you know? But it was interesting. It was definitely an interesting dream. I told you it would be a long one tonight. We're at 20 minutes and 35 seconds, so I don't have much else to say. It was just very, very powerful, very, very interesting. I hope everybody enjoyed this. I hope everybody is enjoying themselves. And I hope everybody is dreaming the dreams that will send you to the stars above. Peace and keep on dreaming.